Hi everyone and welcome back to the Multiverse of 100 plus data science project series. In this series, we are going to discussing about the project based on machine learning, deep learning, NLP and also the reinforcement learning. So in this first project video, we're going to discussing about the text emotion classifications using Python and machine learning. And this video is a combination of the Hindi and English, but most of the time I am trying to use the English word. So बिना किसी डर के हर हर महादेव बोल के start करते हैं detail. So in order to build in this project, you're going to collect one data from the Kaggle. That's called the emotions dataset for NLP. So you need to go down and you can see here this is dataset and having the test.txt and also the train.txt. And you can see this is nothing but one sentence. And after the semicolon, it have the emotions. It's sadness or the anger or the love. So all of them are the classes. Now using this data set, we're going to building one machine learning model in order to classify the emotions of the text. So after downloading the data set, we get here 3 files and we basically working on the train.txt file with separated with the semicolon, right? So if I go on here, let's say if I go on my folders and this is my folders and you can see a train.txt. If I open this train.txt and you can see here, it's nothing but one plain text. And you can see here, this is nothing but one sentence. And after the semicolon, it having the emotions or you can say class or the target class. Same as it is here, you can see this is nothing but one sentence and you can see here the colon as a separator and the sadness, right? So this is not my class. I need to predict this class based on the text, So as you know, this is nothing but one textual data. So it's one NLP text. So what I can do, we can simply import here the necessary library that is needed. First, you're going to import here the pandas as PD because we're going to read the file from our directory. And you can see this is nothing but one textual file, but it's separated with the comma. I mean, if you're trying to read some file, let's say if it is a texting file or the XML file or the JSON file, you can also read it using the pd.read CSV. I already discussing about these things in my pandas series also. You can also give here on extra operator that's called the separator, right? CSV means comma separated below. So you can also give here any kind of separator. That's it. Then import here the NumPy as an NP. NumPy is nothing but actually using for some multi-dimensional array calculations. You can use here the NP, NumPy as an NP. Then input here the Keras and also TensorFlow because you're going to building here one NLP models. I mean the neural network you're going to using here in order to building this whole projects. So that's why I input here the Keras, and Keras is nothing but the backend of the TensorFlow. So that's why I also import here the TensorFlow. Then I have to import here from keras.preprocessing.text. You can import here the tokenizer because we know this is nothing but one NLP text. So you need to also tokenize our data. I mean, we need to convert this data in some token. Let's say my name is Mishu.Chandu. So my name is Mishu.Chandu. All of them are a token. Now, based on the token, I have to create one vector. So there are so many vectorizer format are available, right? You can do that. Then you can see from tensorflow.keras.preprocessing.sequence, you're going to import here the pat sequence. Why pat sequence? Because you're going to building one neural network. So in order to building one neural network, the size of your vector should be the same size. So that's why you're using here the pat sequences. Don't worry, when you go deeper, then you can understand all the things. Then you have the label encoder so that we can label them our class. We have maybe 3 to 4 class: sadness, anger, love, like that. So we need to convert them into 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. You can also say that the one hot encoding, right? Then we have the train test split in order to divide our data set into train, test, and split. I mean, training for 80% for the training and 20% for the testing. If you're using the validation, you can use it here on the 70% of the training, then 20%, 10% for the 20% for the testing, and 10% for the validations. You can do that. Then you're going to using here the sequential from keras.model. You're going to import here the sequential. Sequential means it will passing the data from one layer to another layer. I mean, when the first layer data is calculated, the second layer data will pass on that. So that's why you're going to using here the sequential layer. You can also using the functional. I mean, there are what's called the functional model also available in the keras. Okay. So that's why I'm putting here the sequential. Then what I can do, you can simply passing here one embedding layer. How you're trying to pass any data inside to a neural network, right? You need to also give here the input dimensions, or you can have the input parameter. So that's why input here the embedding. And then we have the flatten. So we see we already imported the NumPy. So how you do the calculation of the data, it should be multi-dimensional. But how you're trying to pass the data inside one neural network, you need to make it one single vector. Then you have the dense layer, right? Then what I can do, you can simply use the pd.read CSV and train.txt separate with the comma. Separate with the comma. Then what I can do, we can simply using here data item column so that we can give us some column. If I go inside my data set, if you see just here, okay, I need to click on here to switch the tab. So you can see here, this is nothing but one text, but it don't have any header. I mean the index or row name or the column name. So that's why I give here one name. Let's call the text and the emotions, and you get painting here data.head. So what I can do, you can simply click here to run this file, or you can also use the shift enter from your keyboard. Okay. So what I can do, it will loading the data from our directory. Then what I can do, we can simply convert our text into one to list and also data inside a list. Why list? Because we need to convert them into the tokenizer, into some tokenizer. So that's why we need to do it. And you can see text. You can see this nothing but one text, and we have our emotions in the emotions column. Now, based on the data, we're going to convert them into list. We convert them into list. Then what I can do, we can simply convert them in the text and the label. Text means this is my text, and labels means my class, which one I am going to predict. Then what I can do, we can simply tokenize our data. We initialize here one tokenizer. I mean create one instance of that tokenizer. Then you're going to fit on the text, not fit transform. Fit on the text, then we can do the transformations. So simply using here the fit on text and passing here my text inside my tokenizer. Then we're going to do the patch sequences. Patch sequences, why actually when you're trying to pass the data inside your neural network, you have to pass it in the same length. Let's say you can see I am feeling drowsy. The length should be 0, 1, 2, 3, right? I may start from the 0, but this sentence length is so big. Let's say I can go from feeling so whole to so damned. It's a 0, 1, 2, 3. I mean the length is 4, but its length is greater than 4. So when you're trying to pass your data inside a neural network, the size should be the same. So what it should do, the patch sequences, it is creating one sequence of the data. I mean, making all the values should be 0, then making in the same length. And you can see we're using the tokenizer to text to sequences, making one sequences. Then after that, we're going to give here the maximum length, I mean length of the maximum of the sequences that we're going to pass it inside my patch sequences. If I trying to, let's say I'm trying to run this shell and also try to taking one shell here, okay, and I'm trying to copy these sequences and I'm going to pass it here, just trying to see the sequences, how the sequences look like. So if I'm trying to print it, let's say sequences, and if I trying to run it here, and you can see this is nothing but one sequences of the numbers. Now inside these sequences, which one is the greater number? Let's say 100 is a greater number. Now based on the 100 greater number, the greater number of the 100, it will create one sequence of text. That's called the patch sequences. If I try to print the patch sequences, and you can see this is nothing but one the sequence of some text. Okay, patch sequence is not defined because we don't run it yet. So let's run it now. And I'm trying to run it here, and you can see here this is nothing but one vector. If the value is not matched, it will fill with the 0, and all the value you can see, all the value are the rest of them. I mean you're taking the maximum value of them. Now after that, what I can do, we're going to do the label encoder. You can also do the one hot encoding. Let's say I have male, I have the female, and let's say I have the others. Okay, so what I can do, let's say I'm trying to make it male should be the 0, because this is nothing but one categorical value. When you're trying to pass it inside a neural network, obviously you need to make it in a numerical format, right? Let's say like that. You can also map it them. So you can also use the pd.get dummies. Obviously you can do that. Otherwise you can do the label encoder. Just it will try to make this categorical variable into the numerical one, right? So you can see here a label encoder. We create here the encode the string and create a label encoder, and you already actually import it here the label encoder from the sklearn. Then what I can do, simply we're going to using the feed transform. Feed means it will feeding the data, and after that it transform the data in the whole data set. See how you're trying to actually feed on text, it will just fit on the text, not for the whole data set. But when you are feed transform, it will change the data set. It will change the whole data set, right? Then what I can do, we can simply do the one hot encoding the labels to using the chars.util.categorical. I mean to make them into the one hot encoding, so that it will label the data. And after that, we're going to make our data into the training, testing, and splitting, so that we can actually divide them. The training data should be the 80%, and the textual data should be the 20%. And you can see the X train, X test, Y train, Y test, and train test split that you see. And we pass it the patch sequences and also the one hot labels. These one hot labels, I mean the labels in a 0, 1, 2, 3 format. Then you give here the text sizes should be the 0.2. I mean 20% data will go for the testing purposes. Then you define here the model. So we first import here the sequential. You only import here from the carousel and sequential. Then you pass here the embedding layer. So embedding layer is nothing but my input layer, right? Then inside the embedding layer, you need to pass here your tokenizer size. Tokenizer size. If I go up here, see, this is my tokenizer. So based on the size, it will actually passing here inside the input dimensions. I mean, let's say I get when I get here new sentences, first I need to convert them into tokenizer. Now based on the tokens value, I have the length. I have the length of the path sequences. So that's why you give here the input dimension should be the tokenizer.what index plus 1, because it starts from 0. I start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So that's why you give here the plus 1. Then output dimension should be the 128. It's nothing but the output of the dimension of the data. Then input length should be the maximum length. Maximum length is nothing but coming from the path sequences, right? Then you're going to actually make it the flatten. I mean the single vector. Then we're going to passing here the activation function of the ReLU. And at the last layer, we're going to using the activation function as a softmax. Now my question is, let's say I'm trying to using here the sigmoid. Is it give me the error? Yes, obviously it give me the error. Why? We have the multiple number of classes, sadness, anger, love. So this is not a binary classifications. So that's why you need to using the activation function as a softmax activation functions. Then you're going to passing here the length of the on hot and hot labels 0, 1 hot. Actually nothing but actually giving here. Let's try to print it out. It is actually printing here all the class names. Okay, let's try to, and it also run this all of them. So let's try to run all of them. Just run all of them. Here is it, and you can see here this is one hot label. All of the value are the 0 and just accept 1, right? Accept 1. I mean it's nothing but, let's say I have one, let's say female, and I have the male, and let's say I have the others. So it is creating one list of zeros. That's a 0, 0, 0. Okay, 0, 0. And let's say I have a sentence. Let's say I am male, like that. So I am male. Let's say I am male. So I am male, like that. I am male. So this is nothing but the index number 0, index number 1, and index number 2. Index number 2 will make it 1, like that, right? Let's say I am. Let's say I am name. I am like that. Actually it's working like that. Well, the sequence of the word, based on the sequences, you will try to make it the 1 or rest of them value should be the 0. Okay, this is nothing but an experiment is like that. So what I can do, we can simply print in the one hot encoding label and print as a split. And we actually if I trying to making the one hot encoding labels of 0, if we're trying to print it out, let's try to printing out here, so you can understand. And you can see this is the first of them. This is the first layer of them, right? So this is the length. I mean, how many classes are available? See, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it has a 5 classes. Okay, so length should be the 5. Then what I can do, you need to also compile our model before fitting it with your data. So for that, you're going to using the optimizer is the atom, and the loss should be the categorical cross entropy, because we already convert our data into the to categorical, and also we have the multiple number of classes. So that's why you need to make the loss should be the categorical cross entropy, and matrix is obviously accuracy. And simply we actually give here the X train, the Y trains, and epochs. Epochs is nothing but the one forward pass and one backward pass. It's called the epochs. Then the batch size, I mean how many sentences are going to pass in the one epochs, I mean in the one at a time. And we have the validation test, X and the Y test. Now what I can do is simply going to run it here to train our model. And after training that model, you can get some accuracy. And this is how you can actually test your data. I mean, test in your data which one is not trained already yet in your new data. So how you're trying to pre-process any text, obviously you need to also give here one input text. She did not come today because she lost her dog yesterday. This is nothing but one input sentence. Now you have to check that is this is a which kind of emotion is it? Is it a sad or the anger? Okay. So what you need to do, you need to simply again convert this data into the text to sequences, and you need to convert them data into also token. So what I can do, you can simply pass it inside my list of the input text, then you using the paired sequences that we actually did earlier in the same process of our data. Then what I can do, you can give here the maximum length of our data. I mean, the maximum length on the paired sequences so that it can actually understand it easily. Then you're going to simply using the model.predict, and you're going to pass here the paired sequences. And after that, you're going to use the inverse transform. Inverse transform, why? Because it will give me some number of array. Now inside this array, I have to taking the maximum number of the value, and which one is the our predictions. Then you simply printing here our predicted level. I mean, which level is printed. So you can see here our accuracy is also good. And after 4 epochs, it will actually give me the 99% accuracy, right? So okay, that's really good. That's really good. And validation accuracy is also increasing, and you can see 83%, which one is much better. So let's come when the training is completed. Then I should try to test it out here, right? So well, and you can see here our training is completed. And after 10 epochs, we get here the validation accuracy is nothing but 82%, and accuracy is 99%. So I'm trying to run it here, shift enter, and you can see this is nothing but one sadness, right? Tokenizer dot text sequences, paired sequences, model predict, and the level encoder the transform, so that we can get here the predicted output. So let's try it another one. So I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to paste here another one. So I am ever feeling nostalgic about the fireplace. I will know that it is still on the property. So let's try to shift enter, and you can see this is nothing but love, right? So yes, it's about the love also. So that's it for today now actually, and this is how you can actually building one text emotion classification projects using Python. The basics one, we're going from the basics to advanced one, right? This is not what also you can say the intermediate product project also, because there are so many technique like the neural network. How can you do the tokenizer? How can you use the paired sequences? How can you do the level encoder? How can you also do the train test split? How can you building on machine learning model or deep learning model? So this is also well, right? So that's it for today now. Hope you enjoy this tutorial, and hope you also enjoy this series also. So better होगा अब आप सब्सक्राइब कर लो, शेयर कर लो, आपका फ्रेंड, आपका दोस्त, आपका फैमिली, even your boyfriend and girlfriend, you can also do that. So thank you and bye bye.